There we go then, guys. That is what the island view will look like.
Looking. I'm just hearing some big noises coming from platform 15.
However, the tower for Lumberjump is no longer there.
Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is JackSilkstone. Oh yes, today I'm here once again at the Thorpe Park Resort, where I'm bringing you guys another winter construction update. I'm going to be heading down the side of Monk's Walk, showing you guys any of the updates that have taken place at the park over the past month or so, because it's been ages since I last filmed an update from the park, and that's because I went over to South Africa for a few weeks in the beautiful weather. It was a lot warmer over there than it is here, I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, I'm back now, ready to film another exciting update. I'm expecting to see a good amount of changes that have happened at the park over the past month or so. And since I last filmed an update, obviously we've had the announcement of Project Exodus. So I'm gonna be able to look out for that and talk about it in a lot more detail than I did in my previous update. So yeah, I'm gonna start today's update down the other end of Monk's Walk, just to switch things up a little bit. But obviously, yeah, I'm starting today here at the car park, where once again we've got the massive Tesla marquee over there. I don't think I will ever get over just how big this marquee is. It's absolutely monstrous. You couldn't really see it in the previous update that I filmed because the weather was just so bad that day and the sky was just so grey. But today we've got this beautiful blue sky. You can really understand the scale of this thing now. Look at the size of it. I should also point out that we've had some new banners go up since I filmed the last update. Last time I filmed there was nothing up here at all, but now we've got these banners, one for annual passes over on this side of the entrance, and then if I just run over here on this side, we've got the we're recruiting. So if you want a job at Thorpe Park, then obviously head over to thorpeparkjobs.com. But yeah, as I said, today I'm going to be starting off the update down the other end of Monk's Walk, where like Rumba Rapids and Stealth are, and then making my way down towards Old Town and the beautiful view across the lake. So yeah, let's kick off today's update. Very excited, let's go. I'll tell you what, I haven't done this part of Monk's Walk in a long time. Nowadays, I just kind of stick to where Thorpe Park is, but this part of Monk's Walk is a bit further along between where Thorpe Farm used to be and the likes of Rumba Rapids and Stealth and stuff. But I thought now would be a good time to show you guys my new jumpers, which are coming out on January the 30th. There's a limited amount of them, as always. So if you want to cop one, then be sure to get that in your diaries. As always, we've got the embroidered main logo and then a nice sleeve print on these. I'm gonna put my coat back on though, because it is very cold today. I have to say the weather today is a lot better though than it was when I filmed my previous update and it was just pouring down with rain. At least today we've got a nice blue sky. The park is looking fantastic just behind me. You can just about make out Stealth just to the right, then you've got Tidal Wave, and then the Swarm is just hidden behind these trees. And then yeah, as I said, over there we've got Thorpe Farm. This is kind of like the service road between the two. And then interestingly, over on this side, you've actually got an aqua park, which is nothing to do with Thorpe Park, it just happens to be on the same lake. And then there's actually like an abandoned yacht thing down there, which always looks really interesting. I don't have a clue what that's about. But yeah, I'm just gonna make my way down towards the park and we'll start seeing some of the updates that have taken place. So immediately as I'm walking down parallel to this service road, we've got a lot of rubble in this area. Now, I'm not sure where this has all come from, but surely it's come from somewhere in the park for it to be just kind of put all here. But yeah, I don't know how long it's been here because, as I said, nowadays I'm a little bit lazy. I don't normally walk all this way down when I'm filming the update. So it could have been there for a good year or so. But I don't think so. I think it's pretty fresh and it's new. But yeah, as I said, no idea where all of that has come from and what it's doing there really. But yeah, it could be a sign that something big is going on within the park. I'll have to keep my eyes out as I continue down Monk's Walk. But yeah, just to the left of me now, we've obviously got all of the Rumber Rapids boats, a lot of them covered over in tarpaulin just to keep them hidden from the elements and stuff. But yeah, as I always say, during winter they often take apart all of the ride vehicles and just do like general maintenance on them. So that's why some of these ones don't have like the rubber rings around them, they're just kind of sat there next to them. But yeah, this is where they often store all of the Rumber Rapids boats, and they have been doing this for so many years now. Here you go, you can just get a kind of vague idea of just how many boats they have for a ride like Rumber Rapids. It just keeps on going. Look at them. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 plus here alone. Yeah, we got some new AstroTurf here. Could that be the AstroTurf that was used for the Lycan, Thorpe and Amity scare zone? I don't know. It's always so interesting coming down Monk's Walk during the winter because you just see some random stuff. And yeah, just over to my left now, we've actually got the Rumber Rapids station. You can't really see too much from here because of fencing and everything, but that's the op box in which they operate Rumber Rapids from. And then you've obviously got Stealth off in the background. I'm hoping to see any rides testing today, but it's always a bit hit and miss. Like, you never know when they're going to be testing. So if you do see them, you're very lucky, but you're most likely not going to see any rides testing, unfortunately. But as I said, I'll keep my eyes and ears out because the park's so quiet. You can often hear the likes of swarm testing, even though it's so far away. The sound just kind of travels across the park. But yeah, going to make my way down towards Nemesis and see if I can actually see any rides testing. So I love this view of the park here because you can see right down into the Stealth Plaza, which is very far away, but the sightlines all just line up perfectly. And you can actually see 3 of the park's big coasters from this viewpoint. You've got Stealth up here, Swarm off in the distance over there, and then obviously Nemesis right here. Unfortunately, as you can see, none of them seem to be testing today. However, I have spotted something quite interesting in that we've got an old like Park Vibes board here. No idea how it's ended up here, but there you go. It just seems to be one of the big kind of advertisement boards that they would have used during Park Vibes. I'd love to speculate about that and say, does that like confirm that Park Vibes is going to be returning? But it's just an advertisement board really, isn't it? It's just probably been put there so it's out of the way. But yeah, it's not what I was expecting to see down Monk's Walk. There you go, a bit of Park Vibes for you. So it looks like Nemesis Inferno is having some quite active work done on it with loads of scaffolding on the brake run. And I've just looked over to my left, and this is why I love doing Monk's Walk so much in the winter, because a lot of the trees are very thin, like they've lost a lot of their leaves. And you can literally see right down to the new, for 2021, graffiti wall in the dockyard area, which you'd never normally be able to see during the normal season because the trees are like a lot more leafy. But yeah, Inferno is also looking amazing just above it over there. But I have to say, I'm most excited for this next part of Monk's Walk, because if anything has happened in regards to Old Town for Project Exodus, then we're gonna see that right now. So we've got Colossus just poking out over the top of Burger King there. And just for confirmation, Slammer is still in there. It has not yet been taken down. I know there's a big possibility that we could be seeing that coming down at some point over the next few years. But yeah, at this point, it is all about Project Exodus. I've got the plans up from the consultation website, and I'm kind of just going to be referencing these plans as I walk down Monk's Walk. But it actually starts here, just opposite of a Burger King, because over the next few years, this area on the other side of this fence is going to drastically change. It's still got parts of theming from mazes that have been down here over the years, Dead Creek Woods, and Zombie Hunt and stuff like that. However, this is all going to be turned into a maintenance road over the next few years for Project Exodus. This is all presuming it goes ahead, that is. And I believe literally from this point here, this is where the maintenance building for that ride is going to be. So there's going to be a big old building constructed here where they'll obviously do any work that needs to happen on the trains and stuff. So yeah, it's crazy just how close to Monk's Walk this construction is all going to be. And as I move down now, we can see into Old Town. Like, we just got a nice glimpse of Samurai over there in the distance. I know it's hard to pick up on camera, and that's why I'm trying to explain it as much as possible. But last time I was here, I obviously couldn't see the likes of Timber Tug. So yeah, there's a tiny little gap in the roof there, and interestingly, you can't see the likes of Timber Tug, and I'm pretty sure you used to be able to see the top of the boat just through this little gap. And Lumber Jump, which interestingly, you can no longer see. I mean, in my last video, when I came and stood, I think it was literally here because I had to like kind of climb over this bush. You could see it through the trees. I definitely got a glimpse of a Lumber Jump. In fact, there you go. Yeah, you can see the Lumber Jump tower, the blue thing just through the trees there. So the tower is definitely still there. However, the tower for Lumber Jump is no longer there. You can definitely still make out the old orange kind of op booth that they used for Lumber Jump. It was literally like a tiny little shack thing. However, the main blue vertical tower for Lumber Jump is not there anymore, which is really interesting because we obviously know this area is not even going to be open in the 2022 season. So we know the rides aren't going to be operating. There is confirmation that at least one of the rides will be moved somewhere else in the park. So whether if Lumberjump's going to be moved, or if Timber Tug, or if somehow Rocky's going to be moved. But yeah, I believe that Lumberjump is no longer in its place in Old Town, which is very, very interesting. Same with Timber Tug again. It's a bit harder to see than a Lumberjump was, but you could normally just about see it through the gap just above the fence, and you still definitely can't see it anymore. So whether if that's also gone as well, I don't know, it's hard to tell. But yeah, this whole big building, which used to house the Canada Creek Railway Station, but more recently has been used for like mazes, like Blair Witch used to enter through there. Now Platform 15 ends there. This whole building is going to be gone, and this is pretty much where the new ride station is going to be. So how cool is that? Look how close it is to Monk's Walk. Like, the construction that you're going to be able to see from here is insane. And I'm hoping that these are only the start of the changes that we're going to see as I continue down here. So literally just a few meters down now, I'm now standing at the point where you'd literally kind of be exiting the station. So there's gonna be some steps kind of just about there that you come down and then you make your way back towards the rest of Old Town after going on the ride. So it's so weird just how much this area is going to change over the next few years. However, looking through this fence, it's annoying because this area used to be so much more open before Platform 15 was reversed. Like, this wall never used to be here. You used to be able to get a really good view into Old Town where you could always see the likes of Rocky Express and stuff. So I wish it was still like that. But looking through this tiny gap that we have now, just in there, it does seem like work is taking place over by Creek Creek Massacre, because you know they built that bridge when Creek Creek Massacre was built to go over loggers. There seems to be like fences and stuff in that area. It's really, really hard to see, but there's definitely stuff going on over there because there's like new fencing that's been put in place, and it does look a little bit different than it used to. But as I say, it's just such a small gap, it's so hard to see. I'm trying to get like every view possible of it by moving around and just trying to see through the trees. That is why it's so important to just look through all of the tiniest little gaps and really just take your time looking. I'm just hearing some big noises coming from Platform 15. So really just take your time looking. That's very interesting. But yeah, just as I stand here, this is the area where Exodus will kind of wrap round into the brake run. And what's really, really interesting is that where Loggers Leap Lift Hill currently is, that is exactly the line that Exodus's final brake run will be. So that just gives you a perfect idea of just how close to Monk's Walk it's going to be. Literally where Loggers Leap's lift hill is, that is where the final brake run of Exodus will be. But yeah, obviously in Old Town, just got confirmation that the theming of Rocky is all still in. Whether if the ride hardware's still there, I don't know, I couldn't really see. Now, as I continue down, as I said, I was hearing some big banging noises. I don't know if they picked up on camera. I'm gonna go and see if anything's going on. So that was awesome to capture there. It turns out that that noise I heard whilst I was vlogging was actually some staff members in the platform 15 kind of train area who were seemingly taking down the last remaining bits of hardware for platform 15. It seems like they were just taking down the speakers and any kind of lighting that was still remaining in that little platform 15 area, because obviously platform 15 is no longer going to be a maze during Fright Night, so why would they keep up speakers and stuff when they can use those at different points in the park? There's no point in them just sitting out in the rain getting wet and stuff. So yeah, platform 15 is very much being taken down. As for the train and stuff, I don't know what's going to happen with that, because obviously it's a big piece of authentic theming. Like, it actually is a train, so it's gonna be very heavy. It's not just some like fiberglass. So whether if that's gonna stay there, because technically that part of platform, it won't affect any of the construction for Project Exodus. It's too far down. In fact, to be honest, the whole of platform can operate once Exodus roller coaster is built. It's just, I imagine for construction purposes and stuff, they won't be able to operate a maze like platform. So yeah, I have no idea what they're going to do with that train, if it's going to stay there or if it's going to be somehow moved elsewhere on park and just kind of stored away from the elements again. Hard to tell. But yeah, I've now made my way down to this little side view of the park where we can get a really interesting shot of Zodiac off in the distance, which, as you can see, is being fully taken apart over there. I'm presuming it's just kind of general maintenance, so hopefully that's all back up and running when the park opens in March. But yeah, I'm now going to continue around Monk's Walk so we get that beautiful view across the lake. Unfortunately, we've now lost the gorgeous blue sky, but hey ho, at least it's not raining. So here I am at my favourite view of the Thorpe Park Resort. Oh yes, it's great to see it again. Over the lake, as I said, unfortunately we haven't got the nice blue sky anymore, but it looks nice with a little sunset glow behind it. From over here you get a great view again of the work taking place on a Zodiac. Geez, look how many birds there are on the lake. I think I need glasses, guys, because I couldn't even see that just through my naked eye. I could only really see it through the camera. The main reason I've been looking forward to coming over to this view today is because obviously now we know of Project Exodus and we know the exact kind of area that it's going to be in, and I've obviously made a complete recreation of it in No Limits, which means by setting the camera up just down here stationary, I'm going to be able to edit it into the skyline and we're going to be able to see just how big it looks from this view. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now by putting my camera down on this lock. There we go then, guys. That is what the island view will look like once the brand new roller coaster Exodus gets built. If it gets built, that is. I'm just kind of picturing it in my head at this point, because obviously on the camera it looks like it normally would, but once I've edited it, I'm sure you're seeing a beautiful roller coaster just over there. But yeah, I've studied these plans enough. I know just how it's gonna look, and yeah, just look at the size of this monster. It's crazy to think that it's literally going to be taller than Stealth by a fair amount as well. I love how the park aren't just building just over Stealth, they are going bigger than ever before in the UK. Wow, it's certainly going to change the park forever, if it goes ahead, that is. Obviously, it's still not confirmed at all, but as I tweeted recently, the public consultation period for the coaster has now closed, which means the park as we speak, could be making any amendments that they want to the plans. And then, as they said in the next steps page on the website, these plans are going to be submitted at some point in spring, so sooner rather than later. And then yeah, we're hoping to get a decision from the council late spring, summertime, about if this coaster can get built. And then if all of that goes ahead, construction is due to start late 2022. However, from what I've seen today, it already seems like the park are putting in the early measures for groundwork and construction over in Old Town. So yeah, certainly exciting, isn't it, guys? But obviously in the nearer future, it's not even long at all before the park opens for 2022. Just about 2 months to go now. So yeah, very exciting. And as always, I'll be keeping you guys up to date with any news as soon as we get it here on the channel. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. As always, my name is TheJackSilkstone. Goodbye.